I'm with the Shell Rotella Challenge Cup champion, Edwin Evers. Congratulations.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you. I couldn't be any happier. I mean, that's just so hard to win a tournament. And I was talking about it a little bit today. You know, I've had such an up and down season. I've had a few events that I felt like I was in contention to win, but didn't get it done. And then I've had some really bad events this year. And man, to finish the year strong like this with a win is just so, it means so much to me, so huge. You know, it's just, these things are so hard to do, and especially here at this caliber and just going to all these different bodies of water. You know, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't overly excited about coming to this lake this morning. I told you in the parking lot, you know, I struggled. You know, when we fished that other portion of Caddo, I didn't like it. You know, I really like cross. I really felt like I figured something out. It was an awesome day for me, and I wanted to go to another lake hoping it would be like cross.
So in other words, you were trying to vote politic for a cross or a duplicate?
I was just hoping to go to a third lake. You know, I just had a bad day here. I didn't like it, you know, and man, I found two docks that reminded me of cross. Thank you. I made it happen with those two docks.
Talk about something though, early in the first period, you found a unique feature as well in the back of a creek.
Yeah, that's actually the dam. I didn't know it, but you know, if you go a little further, there's a buoy line there, and there's the dam, and you know, I ran all the way to the end of that arm, and there was all kinds of shad. It's the most shad I've seen anywhere on this whole lake, and there's actually rock. I think it was an old road bed and an old weir dam underneath the water right there, and there's a lot of fish there. They were just real finicky. I imagine it's probably a community spot, you know, because they're so hard to get them to bite. But I ended up catching maybe 6 or 7 fish there, and it got me going, you know. And then I kind of recognized in that second period it was really, really dying. I almost started on that dock at the start of the second period instead of going back there, but I went back there and ended up catching 2. And I said, no, I'll just save it for third period, let the sun really get up high and let it get hot. And man, I don't know how many I caught off that dock, but oh yes!
You're on a lake that's slammed full of cypress trees. You got to look for a boat dock, and you can just run into a cypress tree. Why the docks?
You know, when I first put my boat in on Caddo the other day on the initial round, when you're trying to figure out a lake as quick as we have to figure it out, and you've got thousands and thousands of cypress trees, I always try to find something different. You know, in the qualifying round, I ended up fishing deeper water and hydrilla, and I fished cypress trees for just a little bit, but when I watched that leaderboard, you know, the score tracker, they weren't moving. And I felt like the rest of the field was fishing cypress trees, because when you pull up to this lake, that's what you fish. Right. And it's just so hard to pinpoint them. You know, you had so much stuff, the hydrilla and the lily pads, and then the cypress trees. It would have, if you give us 3 days of practice, then we'll jack them on them cypress trees because we'll find the right ones. Right. But, you know, with just one day to get it going, I went the opposite way. And same thing today. I just, you know, when that score tracker didn't start lighting up this morning, I figured everybody else again was fishing them cypress trees, and I hadn't fished them any. You know, I didn't really know which ones to look for. So, you know, I just opted to go a different route.
You mentioned qualifying rounds. Let's talk about that. You didn't blow through them.
No.
It was a struggle each time.
Yeah.
Talk about the emotional roller coaster that this format puts you through.
It's horrible, but it's beautiful all at the same time. I mean, anybody that has an experienced score tracker, I just challenge those guys in club tournaments and find your local tournament organizer and say, I want to have a tournament like Major League Fishing, because it puts so much pressure at just the intensity level to know exactly where you stand throughout the day is amazing, because it is a roller coaster of emotions. You know, you're riding high, and I got 6 pounds, I'm in the lead, and boom, all of a sudden, seventh place, I think, that first day. You know, I'd fallen all the way back, you know, it's just a roller coaster.
Talk about the high of the roller coaster. What about the day when you finally got on that roll and the score tracker's lighting up and you're lighting it up?
Oh, I love it, because I've been on the other end of that deal, and I know what it's doing to those anglers. You know, I love it. I like putting a little pressure on some of those guys. So, you know, it gives you confidence. You know, when you know you're making the right decisions. You know, I was telling my guys today in the boat, you know, I was like, it's amazing when you get a few bites and you see how you're doing on that score tracker, just how your confidence just soars sky high. You can't make a wrong decision because you know you're doing the right things.
Edwin, on behalf of the league and all the anglers, I'd like to present to you the Shell Rotella Challenge Cup. You are our champion. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you so much. This right here means the world to me. I mean, this is something I'll have till the day I die. You know, that money's long, it goes. You know, this will always be with me. I cherish this right here.
Real quick, how does it feel to be the first 2-time winner in Major League Fishing?
I didn't even realize that, but it's just awesome. You know, it's inevitable. Other people, it's going to happen, but you know, at least I'm the first one, and it just means the world to me. It's just a very, very humbling sport. It makes you appreciate these things that much more because they're so hard to win.
Edwin Evers, the Shell Rotella Challenge Cup champion.